So in the last 2 episodes, you got to see our sail plan that went wrong. Essentially, we didn't make it to Montauk, Long Island, but we found ourselves in Block Island.
Where are we?
This is the lowest point of the entire adventure. My spirit is absolutely crushed. I can barely hold my head up.
Everything is closed, but there was people here,
So this was our misery. We effected what temporary repairs that we could, and then, before dark, we had to leave the fuel dock and we motored out and grabbed a mooring ball. It looks like I'm taping it back together with electrical tape, but I'm not. We have no video footage of the entire next day. Essentially, I slept in the salon to take time to think and calm down. In the morning, I told Michelle, that's it, I'm done, it's over, we're breaking up, I want out, I'm selling the boat, I don't want to be here anymore, this is horrible, it's miserable, I hate it, and I want out. After 10 weeks of mostly sailing misery, I knew for sure that I wanted out and I was done. As we were sailing towards Newport, Rhode Island, I actually contacted a boat broker and made arrangements to have the boat hauled out, repaired, and sold. That's it, I'm done, I am getting out of here. We left in the middle of August, and it's now the end of October. We've been out here sailing for 10 weeks now, the last 8 weeks in the miserable North Atlantic in September and October. The people on YouTube sold me that the sailing dream is a lovely, wonderful, bikini beach, fabulous time. Nobody told me that it'd be so miserable, so wet, so soggy, so stressful, so awful. I didn't sign up for this. This is not the adventure I planned for. I don't need this anymore. I'm getting out. This was a huge mistake, and it's time to end this mistake.
I'm very sad, and that day I remember sailing. We didn't talk much. I was just stung with the announcement that Lexi told me that that's it, I'm done with you. We're not a couple anymore. I just break up with you. I feel empty that day. We sailed back from Block Island to Rhode Island, and I remember being empty, very sad, impossible to stop crying. I was so sad. The dream is off, our relationship is gone, it's hell. So that trip, that dream changed completely. North Atlantic just got our dream and our couple, basically. It was a very sad day.
We took no video during these dark days, and what I remember is that we made it into Newport, Rhode Island about the middle of the afternoon, ahead of the nastiness that was brewing on the horizon. We'd never been to Newport before, so we didn't really know where to go. It's a very crowded basin with lots of businesses, marinas, and mooring balls. The boat broker had told me that the Newport shipyard was probably my best chance for finding a stainless steel welder. Eventually we found our way to Millionaire Row. At $4 a foot, it was very expensive for us in our first marina stay in, I don't know, weeks or months. But we really needed a rest. We needed a break. With 4 days of nasty cold coming, shore power means we have the ability to plug in our electric space heater and be warm for the first time in weeks. We arrived on a Friday afternoon, and the stainless steel guy Kevin couldn't come until Sunday afternoon. We were parked beside $100 million yachts with dinghies bigger than our entire sailboat. And at $4 a foot, this was a very expensive stay for us. But screw it, the adventure's over, our spirits are broken, our souls are crushed. We need to do anything we have to get off the boat, get warm, become human beings again, and stop being soggy sea rats. We need to heal our broken spirits. We need to make repairs to the boat and make a plan for ejecting from this nasty dream, starting a new life somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, that was that screw here. That was not.
So it's a sailboat, windows leak, that happens. So we just had a hurricane or severe storm event move through, and we noticed that that kitchen window was dripping quite a bit. We looked at taking it apart, but found the solution was easier for now, just to silicone. I'm pretty sure we spotted where it went bad on the outside, so we siliconed the cracks on the outside, and we're siliconing it on the inside, and we'll reseal it that way, because we don't have time to do a major repair. Benefit of that is shore power, and we've been running this little tiny space here for like all the time, like constantly. We've been here we were here 2 nights. This is the 3rd day. We've had that space heater on full blast. We're tired of being wet and cold and soggy and generally miserable for the last month. So our solution was to suck it up, pay for a marina, which is unbelievably expensive. More expensive than a luxury hotel, just to have shore power in a safe place for the nasty winds. So, other work that we did while we're here, the lighting system on WildChild is just fabulous, but the humidity is so high and it is so wet all the time that the boat is literally dripping, sopping in moisture. So a bunch of the LEDs for the ceiling started to burn out. Last night, we had so many of those ceiling lights burn out. You can see the other amazing things that we did while we were there, we actually went for a walk on land. We got space from each other. I walked almost half a kilometer away from Michelle and didn't see him for 4 hours. We ate in a restaurant. We went to the movies. We actually went to a movie theater like a normal human being. We had a shower. We did laundry. We were warm. We were dry. We had time apart. We could exercise. We could talk to other human beings. Since the Nova Scotia crossing, when the anchor locker filled with water like a swimming pool, our brand new $1,600 mattress has been wet. And it's soggy and wet everywhere. It's like you see the video earlier, like the walls have been dripping with moisture and humidity for so long that everything is soaked. So we keep our clothes in the side cupboards. They're getting soaked. Every time we stop, we have to go find a laundromat to re-dry all our clothes. So what we finally accepted is the wise thing to do, is we put everything that we don't use regularly, you know, all the summer clothes, the warm weather clothes, they're all in plastic bags. Like, we had to bag all our clothes because the humidity's like 100%. The walls are constantly dripping wet everywheres. The North Atlantic in the fall is a cold, dreary, foggy, stormy, windy, wavy, nasty place. And there's just no way for us to keep things dry. We've lost so much stuff, we've just had to throw stuff out. Any book that hasn't been covered in plastic, that wasn't sealed, has gone soggy. Our food saver even stopped working. In Nova Scotia, just humidity, just 100% soaking wet, everything dripping in humidity. The cardboard boxes for food are going soggy all the time. So today, after 2 days of running the heater, it's actually not wet in here. You can see out the windows without it looking like it's dripping. You can see yourself in the mirror. And the food saver started to work again. So again, we started resealing books and hard drives and, you know, vacuum sealing everything we need to protect. Nobody tells you that when you come out the St. Lawrence into the North Atlantic in the fall, that's warm water and cold air. That makes for lots of nasty storms, severe crazy winds, and humidity. That's just unbelievable. We've been wet and cold for 2 months now. Like, it has just been constant misery. It's really wearing us down. The only guy that could repair WildChild's broken radar pole around is a guy named Kevin the welder. Kevin the metal guy, they call him, or just the metal guy. So he's gonna come this afternoon, which is Sunday. We got here Friday. The storm was Friday night and Saturday. And he said he actually is a subcontractor here, so this is a place that he can work out of, since we're paying for a marina anyways. WildChild to Newport Marina for repairs. This is the only place that has a stainless steel welder. She looks so tiny next to the mega yachts harbored next to her. She's almost like a dinghy for these things. That wooden boat in front of you, that's the little boat. That's a billionaire's weekend toy. You can see in the back, like, some of these boats are unbelievable, like hundreds of millions of dollars. And there's little old WildChild at the dock. Among the rich, I guess. Believe me, your praises will be sung to the world. Kevin is the metal guy that works at Newport shipyards. He's really, really good at what he does, and he really is the best person to possibly repair this boat. He showed up on time as promised, he made the repair, and he did a great job. Sailors become so connected to their boats, it's difficult to describe how bad it feels inside when your boat is injured. It actually feels like one of my children or part of my soul is damaged. I am so elated that we're going to get WildChild repaired. My spirits are soaring. It was really, really windy that day, so windy that Kevin wasn't sure that he could weld in such strong winds. So I was using an umbrella to block the wind, and plus we used some blankets. Man, I loved this guy. He was my hero. We were so lucky he was willing to come down to the marina and fix our boat. He didn't have to work on a Sunday. A million thank yous. Thank you so much, Kevin, for being our rescuer, my hero, and saving WildChild. Kevin the welder guy. We got our stainless steel welder here. Kevin is like our absolute hero. WildChild is in the process of getting repaired. God bless that. WildChild is being repaired. Our spirits are lifting, but our relationship is not okay. I still don't like Michelle, and I don't want to be with him. I don't like sailing anymore. When we started 10 weeks ago, I loved sailing. I was so passionate about it. But now the North Atlantic has beaten that love out of me. I hate sailing. I hate living on a sailboat. I don't want to do this anymore. I still want out. But herein lies the trap. The boat broker asks me if I just want to give the boat away. He says he really can't get very much for it. It doesn't matter that we got 150 grand into it. It's going to sell for the same as any other 1981 boat with nothing in it. Andy said that being end of season, the boat's really not going to sell in the winter. So we're going to have storage fees, and the storage fees in Newport are going to add up to about $5,000 a year or more. Those costs are going to mount, and he didn't even sound sure he could sell the boat in a year or two. It seems like I have only two choices. Walk away from $100,000 I personally have invested in the boat, or try to continue the adventure and get to the destination, make it to the wonderful Caribbean, and see if it's really so great. I think from now on we're gonna start putting the dinghy on deck more often because it really gets nasty out there. Like, we get tossed a lot, like hard, and it's the side-to-side motion of the dinghy getting thrown around back and forth that really is hard on the davits.